Hey guys, what is up? It's Jay, and today I want to talk about 5 books that have impacted me in some way, that have taught me some kind of lesson.
And I know that I need to be taught a lesson sometimes.
Now, the first book is The Outsiders. I read The Outsiders back in high school, and me and my friend group were the ones that sat in the back of the class and named each other off of the characters in the book.
I believe I was Soda Pop at first, but then my friend got jealous because he wanted to be Soda Pop, and so I was Dallas.
Anyway, what I learned from this book, and this is something that I've thought about quite a bit, even though I haven't read this book for years, is just that you need to think before you act. The character Ponyboy is often told that he does not use his head, and that is pretty obvious because there is a lot of times where the situation could have gone a lot better if he just used some more common sense and just stopped to think about his actions before acting. Now, this is an example where a flawed character can really teach the reader a lesson. This lesson also kind of just goes with the whole book. Basically, if these two gangs stopped to think about how similar they are instead of their differences, then their members wouldn't have ended up dead. Next up is Lord of the Rings, and believe it or not, I have actually heard somebody say that fantasy is irrelevant, that you cannot learn anything from fantasy, that it is simply for entertainment, which is completely ridiculous. Authors aren't dumb, they know that they have to entertain, but they also often slip in little life lessons or just some type of thing that they want to teach you, even if it's very, very subtle. And Lord of the Rings has so much to learn from it. I'm going to go with kind of just an easy one because it's something that I've always thought about ever since I was little, and this kind of goes with a lot of underdog books, and that's basically that even if you think your voice is small, even if you think you're as small as a hobbit, you can still make a huge difference. Now, following up with number 3 is The Hobbit, which has also had a big impact on me. Thank you, Tolkien. Throughout this book, Thorin Oakenshield is determined to find his lost treasure, and basically by the time he does find it, he does not want to share one piece of his gold with any of the adventurers that helped him. But by the end of the book, he realizes this, and he turns to Bilbo and says, "If more of us valued food and cheer and song above hoarded gold, it would be a merrier world." This is always a good thing to think on. A lot of people just want to get rich. That is their main motivation in life. That's not the thing that's going to make you happy. And it's about time people realize that. Next is the entire Legend of Drizzt series that I know I have talked about a lot on this channel. I started reading these series back in high school, and they just had a really big impact. Now, in this book, the protagonist comes from a family that is considered evil. Actually, he comes from a whole race that is considered evil. He is a drow elf, and basically people are afraid of them. He decides that's not what he wants. He does not want to be defined by that. He wants to define himself. So he separates from that, and he thinks for himself. And I think this is very important, especially in today's age, where to me it just seems like there's a lot of people that have these mob mentalities where they just want to fit in and just do what makes them look good. Number 5 is Kazuo Ishiguro. This book had a big impact on me, even though it wasn't really my favorite book. I found it kind of slow at times. It just had a lot of thought-provoking questions. In this book, these children are locked in this school, and they're basically not allowed to go outside and see anything of the world until they are a certain age. And this kind of speaks to me just about how humanity often deals with each other throughout history. Now, in this book, they are clones, and I'm not really sure how I feel about clones. Clones are kind of creepy, but relating this to humans, how there has been slavery, and how people have been treated like they're not human, and in World War II, how Jews were treated like they're not human at all, and just throughout history, how there has been times where people have been treated like they are lesser, and like they are cattle. But this book also made me think about a lot of other deeper things. So to quickly touch on one more thing that this book made me think about, it made me think about how basically we go to school up until high school, and then some of us go to college. Basically, we spend so much of our life in schools where we learn stuff that doesn't necessarily matter, and by the time we're out of school, we don't remember a lot of this stuff. And there's so much that we don't learn that is so important. And then after college, a lot of people have to get a job that they are completely overqualified for. And then if they really have the short end of the stick, they end up having that job for the rest of their life, and they are unhappy with it. But they have to have it to survive in this world. And I know that's kind of deep and depressing, but that's kind of what this book made me think about. So yeah, to end this video on a happy note, that's my thoughts on today's education system. Anyway, I would really like to hear what you guys have to say about this, like what things impacted you in books. I would love to hear your opinion, because if it's something that I have not read before and it has a very important lesson to learn, then I would love to read it. So please let me know in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you guys in my next video.